Hello, it's Dr. Erika Garms again, founder of the Restore program and author of the Brain Friendly Workplace. Welcome to video 2 of this video workshop, Healing Work Hurts. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to start to step into a new version of a work life for yourself. And this starts with identifying clearly, maybe for the first time, what you do want and need in work, in a work environment, and what you don't want or need in a work environment. This, of course, will not only benefit you for right now and in the near future, but for the rest of your career. So if you're a professional who has been burned by work in some way, you've been bullied, you've been demoted, undervalued, embarrassed, shamed, fired, any number of those kinds of work emotional injuries, then this is going to be really key for you. And if you're an organizational leader in human resources, operations, or wellness, and you're looking to find a science-based, comprehensive program to offer employees who have been wounded at work in one of these ways, you're going to discover how bright, capable professionals can recover. And this today, in this video, is one of the tools that you can use, that they can use to help themselves through this recovery process. So let's do a quick recap. In video 1, I shared a beginning tool for putting some space between your emotions and your actions or even your thought. And we shared a worksheet called Name It, Label It. And I hope that you had a chance to download that and work through it. If you haven't, why don't you pause me now, go back to video 1, print out that worksheet, take a few minutes to go through it and jot down your thoughts, and then come back. I'll wait for you. And that tool, Name It, Label It, once you have gone through that process, it will start to become a habit. And that, friends, will increase your anxiety and your intensity and your reactivity at work. You'll sleep better, you'll feel more focused. So that is a wonderful place to start. Today is step 2, the next big step, which is being very, very clear about what you do and don't want at work. And I've got a worksheet to share with you in just a moment about that as well. Now remember, anytime you're making a transformation, a self-transformation, you're bound to run into some roadblocks. And you might have experienced some of these already. Things like self-doubt, hopelessness, exasperation, those things will come up. And I speak from experience, I've been there. But if you give in to those feelings, you get sucked into those feelings to the point where it paralyzes you, you can't move through this restoration process. Take these first couple of steps with me, and your motion will build momentum. Here's another roadblock that I need to flag for you before we go any farther. Remember I mentioned in video 1 that sometimes we fall into the trap of wanting to blame someone else? Now I understand that there are bullies out there. There are bad bosses. There are irritating coworkers. And so I'm not saying you need to forgive them for their behavior or let it go and not take action on it. But in the immediate term, for your well-being and for your development as a human in your career, these steps are important for you. So we're not going to focus right now on who needs to change or who even needs to leave the organization. We're going to work on building you so that you've got the strength and the confidence and the productivity to take with you wherever you end up in your career. Okay, here we go. Remember, I also mentioned in video 1 that the mind needs specificity in order for it to help you move on to something else, a different state. We were talking about mindset a bit in the first video. Well, in this video, if we're trying to create a new work environment for ourselves, we're trying to move into a new experience at work for our own good. If it's not actionable for us, use words in our head like, I want a nice work environment. I want a respectful work environment, culture at my work. We want more specific than that even. We want to know, what does it look like? How will you know when you have that thing or when you don't? So get really specific when you're filling out this worksheet. By the way, download the worksheet using the link around this video. If you want to press pause on me while you go do that, go ahead. And when you come back, we'll finish. Hi again. So when we're filling out this worksheet, remember we want really specific, vivid, observable descriptions of what you do and don't want. So good examples could be, I don't want an environment where people raise their voices at me. I do want an environment with a lot of windows. Okay, I'm being really specific here about both physical environment and emotional vibe. So another example could be, I want to work in a workplace where people know something about me. not just as a worker, but as a human. I don't want to work in a workplace where no one says hi or good morning. Now, a beautiful thing about this activity is not only that it's going to be useful for you right now, but it can become a screener of sorts or a guidepost. So once you've brainstormed your list of do and don't want work values, using that worksheet, you might want to go back through it and look to see which ones of the don't wants were present in the situation where you experienced your work hurt. Okay? Or another way to look at it would be which ones on the do want, the things that you do want, weren't present. And maybe that is a clear indication that it wasn't the right kind of work environment for you. This also has future purposes for you. If you have a promotion opportunity or a job change or even an organization change opportunity, you can use this completed worksheet then to screen how many of the do wants do you think you would get if you were to take this opportunity, and are there any clues that there are don't wants present? And if so, let those be your little red flags about the kind of work environment that you might not want to step into. And none of them are bad. You don't need to feel bad about having things on your don't want list. You're just looking for the best match you possibly can make. You want a good match, and you know what? So does the organization. Organizations want a good match as well. So it's in their best interest for you to be clear about what you want and don't want as well. And a question for you: what could work life be like for you in 1 year? 1 year from today, after having gotten this clarity and worked on putting a buffer between your emotions and your actions, how could work look different for you 1 year from today? Bonus question: what would the impact be on your family, on your friends, on your out of work life? What would that ripple effect potentially look like if you were to shift into a work environment that was more aligned with what you want? Also, if you found this video particularly useful, please feel free to share it on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or just share the URL with a friend. In the next video, video 3, I'm going to show you how to shift your mindset. Again, the focus is on you, and I'm not excusing bad behavior of others, but the focus in this workshop, Healing Work Hurts, is how to heal you for the rest of your life, right? In the next video, I'll outline for you how you make the shift. We might hear that phrase tossed around a lot. We need to change our mindset. We need to shift our mindset. Well, how in the world do you do that? You don't just snap your fingers and have a new mindset. There's a process, step-by-step process that you can follow, need to follow in order to make the shift in your mindset. And I'll explain why you might want a shift and then how you make that mindset shift. And again, there will be a downloadable PDF for you to use for future reference as well. If you're an organizational leader in HR or operations or wellness, you might find the mindset shift process especially useful, not only in thinking about how to restore wounded employees who experienced a work hurt, but you might find this useful in a lot of other applications too. So if you'd like more detail on it, please feel free to contact me. In closing, let me say that the work that you're doing on emotional reactivity and on clarifying work values is work that most people don't do. It might not seem, I was going to say like brain science, but it actually is like brain science. It's based on brain science. It might not seem earth-shattering to you, but it is a huge differentiator between those who recover stronger and clearer after a work hurt and those that never do, that stay stuck and cynical and wounded. So these 2 steps already in videos 1 and 2 are going to put you miles ahead of others who are suffering and who aren't doing the things they need to do to work through the restoration process. I'm excited knowing what a difference this can make. Join me in video 3.